If you've ever been in a situation where you found it very difficult to comfort someone undergoing grief, then this video is for you. Hi guys, my name is Omotola aka Omoti, and this is your lifestyle podcast. Grief is almost inevitable, and it's something that many people will experience in their lifetime. Now, as friends or as family, it's very difficult sometimes for us to offer the words of encouragement or even know what to do when somebody is grieving. And that's why in this video, I will be addressing ways in which we can be of help to those that are grieving. I'll be sharing with us things that most people have found helpful and things that people have not really found so helpful. Imagine losing a loved one and getting several calls, several text messages, amplifying the situation, making the matter worse. It's definitely not an experience that many of us want to have. However, it seems like that's the experience that most people do have. First, if you hear news that somebody that you love, or maybe a colleague or someone has experienced grief, the first thing is for you to process it. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Try to think about things that you might find helpful, and then you can proceed. Most people have found that when they have people around them, someone to help them, someone just to, even if it's just to sit and be present, some people are satisfied with that. Remember that in my video about grief, I mentioned that people process grief in different ways. So if someone has categorically said that they do not want anyone in their space for that period of time, I would say that we should respect it. But overall, I found that many people do like that presence, even if you're not saying anything, just be there. Another thing that a lot of people find helpful is your prayers. So instead of calling and trying to say what's going on, what happened, how did it happen, while that might be necessary and it might be helpful in certain situations, but in the acute situation, that's the first few weeks, it's best to keep that person in your prayers. Whilst you pray, you might have inspiration on what to say and what to do for such people. Third thing that people have found helpful, and I also found helpful myself, is trying to attend to the person's physical needs at the time. So for instance, somebody is grieving, they've just lost a loved one. That is not the time to visit them and demand breakfast, lunch and dinner. And you can bring a vase of flowers, you can bring food. That is practical. Food, money, help them run some errands. Just try to do things that help them, that help relieve whatever emotion they might be feeling at the time. Another thing is that when people come to visit people grieving, they love to share their stories. They love to talk about how when they were grieving, when this happened and that happened. The truth is, that is not the time to share. Yes, there might be something good that comes out of that situation, but it's good to gauge it. Don't make it about you. It is not about you at that moment. You can share later, but at that moment, it is not about you. Okay? The last thing I'll be sharing today is that it is not really your prerogative to put on social media if the family of that person hasn't put it on social media. So please keep that information to yourself if they haven't asked you to spread the news. Now let me know the things that helped you if you've ever undergone grief in the comment section. Thank you.